Lindsay here, the Frugal Crafter. Today I'm going to show you how to make your own modeling paste. Isn't that exciting? Or stencil paste, whatever you want to use it for. Here I used it on this card and I got this really cool texture. I'm not sure if you can see it, but it's this nice matte finish raised design I have here, and I'm using a moldy oldie supply, which is really great. I'm using all of these old brass stencils, and I have lots of different designs that I used to use a lot before I got a big shot. Some of these are, 10 or 15 years old. They're great. And what we're going to do is take a very common supply. This is some window and door caulk. It is white latex, and you can get it at any hardware store. I got this at Martin's for 99 cents. You can also get big quantities in like a caulking gun if you want more than that. And then I'm going to take a little bit of acrylic paint. So I want you to pay attention when you're adding your paint, because it's going to dry a little bit lighter. No, I'm sorry. Strike that, reverse it. Willy Wonka moment. It's going to dry a little bit darker. So mix this all up. I'm using an old gift card that's already been used up, so it's a nice idea to save those. You don't have to mix color into it either. You can just use it white and then stencil on some color later. It's completely up to you. But I wanted to show you how to color it in case you're curious. And this is the design I used for the card, but I think I'll try something different. And let's see, I think I'll use something that's a little bit more of a larger pattern. This is really pretty. I think this was on Martha Stewart brass stencil. And I'm just going to tape it down on one side. Actually, I'm going to tape it close to the edge too, so I don't waste the rest of this paper. If you're going to go right into the middle of a big piece, you'd want to tape it down to protect the areas of the paper that you want to use later. Or, like on this, for instance, I taped above and below the stencil because I didn't want to get any of that embossing paste anywhere, any of that stencil stuff. Alright, and I could tape over there too. I'm not going to worry about it. I think I can probably control that alright. And have some paper on your work surface as well. And then just load up your little spatula, your little, old credit card or old gift card. And then you just want to scrape it across your stencil. I'm just going away from my edges there so I don't get it in there. Stencil paste can be very expensive. And this is very cheap, and you can use the stuff you already have. All you need is acrylic paint and caulking. And I like to scrape it off so that there isn't a lot of excess. But you can go back, you can actually leave it on kind of thick and pull your stencil off to get it a little thicker. But I like to have it flush with the stencil. Whoops, got a little close there and there. And I would just trim off any areas where I got too much. I feel like I'm screen printing. You don't have to go over it this many times. It's kind of fun though. You probably shouldn't do that. This dries really, really quickly. So you can lift right up there and see the beautiful design you have. Let me just pull this tape up. Back. Now what you want to do with this is plunk it right in a water bucket, because it's going to dry really quick and you don't want to fill in any of those, any of the holes in your stencil. Now I'm going to show you why you shouldn't keep going over it like I just did, because I can see right here that I smushed some under the stencil. If you look there where the design got a little mucky, you can see where I kind of smushed some under the stencil, but still, it looks pretty darn cool. Now, I'm going to tell you how to and how not to color it if you decide you want to put some color in there. My first video of the day, it's always a little rough. So here is a little dress that I just did with just plain white, and you have that nice cool texture. Now I had one, I threw it away. I should have showed it just to see how horrible it was. And I decided I wanted to color it, and it was this one, and I just decided I would just rub some metallic rub-ons over my cardstock without having the stencil back on, and it made a mess. It was all over the place and it didn't look very good. So I'm going to put my clean stencil right on top, line it up really good. You could tape it down if you want. I'm not going to bother with that. And then you could use either a chalk with pom-pom, you can use your finger and some of this metallic. Maybe I'll use a different color to show up. I'll use a little pink there. You might have these from back in the day of scrapbooking. And then just kind of rub it on there. You will need to clean your stencil again if you're using the rub-ons. You won't if you're using chalk. I don't think that would really stick. But, you know, you can look at it. If your stencil looks dirty, clean it. Pretty easy rule of thumb. And these just kind of dry on their own pretty well. And this, you'll notice that the stencil paste that you made is a little bit, it's a little bit matte. It's actually quite matte and finished, so you can actually stick the rub-ons on there pretty well. So that's how you could color it, or you could do it with chalk. My job wasn't a great one. It didn't have really that much room to work, but you get the gist anyway. And I'll give you another peek at the finished card with the homemade stencil paste. Works as good as store-bought. Woo! That's a real good close-up. So I want to show you one more thing, how to clean these stencils when you're done, because you don't want to ruin them, because they can get kind of pricey. There's some beautiful ones available from some companies out there. Dreamweavers has gorgeous stencils. I don't have any of those, but they're really pretty and very detailed, and you definitely, with theirs, you want to make sure you do this. When make sure you put it right in the water, and then use a toothbrush to get right in there and clean it up, because you don't want to ruin that stencil. Once that paste dries, it's going to be very difficult to remove, just like acrylic paint would be. So there you have it. You just need latex caulking, and you can make your own in whatever color you want. I want to thank you so much for watching, and until next time, happy crafting.